After 20 seasons, the Kardashian-Jenner family has given us all the drama. This family keeps us guessing and won over our hearts after so many iconic on-screen moments. Family fights, dramatic meltdowns, sister-on-sister arguments, and Mommager drama. The Kar-Jenners have it all. With the show coming to an end and each family member moving on, we're looking back at the most emotional scenes from each season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Season 20, reflecting on the end. As the show comes to an end, the Kardashian and Jenner clan is just as sad as their fans and audience. In an emotional episode from the 20th season, the family reflected on their years as reality TV stars. The ending of the series is especially emotional for Kendall and Kylie, who grew up with their film crew. Kim and the other older siblings grew their empires and businesses through fame that came from the show. In a recent episode, Kris confessed to being sad about not doing the show. Saying goodbye to an era is never easy. While it may be difficult to move on, the Kardashian family is confident that it's time for a new chapter of their lives. Kris also added,
I feel like we really made the right decision.
Season 19, Kourtney and Kris cry Sesh. Season 19 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was one of the most emotional seasons yet. The family went through it. But the most dramatic scene was when Kris called Kourtney to show her some love. After Kourtney was feeling shut out of the family decisions, she broke down crying while on the phone with her mom.
Thank you. I'm fine now.
Throughout the years, Kourtney, Khloe, and her mother's relationships have seen their share of strain. Khloe shared that seeing their fights as they stay on air can bring up old emotions, making it hard for Kourtney to move forward. It makes me sad to see the divide between us, the Revenge Body star said. Being able to finally open up to each other and be vulnerable was a big step for this mother-daughter pair. Season 18, Kylie is grateful to Kris. Kylie Jenner is one of the biggest and most successful businesswomen in the world. We all know that the 23-year-old couldn't do it all without the help of her Mommager. In season 18, we saw just how much Kylie relies on her mom. At a fashion show for Kylie's skin and cosmetic brand in Paris, Kris had to take over when Kylie was too sick to make it to the event. An emotional phone call revealed that Kylie was incredibly grateful to Kris for holding it down. It was great to see that these women aren't afraid to lean on each other and support each other's projects and businesses. What are moms for?
Hi, my little angel. How are you feeling?
It was also adorable seeing how devoted Corey was to Kylie's projects as well. Season 17, Kourtney cries on her 40th. Okay, turning 40 is a pretty big deal. To be honest, I might shed a few tears as well.
I felt like also just this pressure. I don't know if it was like pressure I put on myself.
But Kourtney later let the waterworks flow when she was forced to reconcile with leaving her 30s behind her. In a season 17 episode, the mom of three is greeted with a massive party for her big 4-0. Unfortunately, her birthday ends in an emotional moment that her sisters weren't planning on. Of course, part of the drama may have had to do with the fact that her exes were there, including Scott with his girlfriend Sophia Richie. Ouch. Another scene showed Kourtney breaking down in front of Khloe.
And then I was like, I have all these blessings. I have my kids, my home.
I should be happy. I always wish I had more time. We feel you, Kourt. Season 16, Jordyn and Tristan scandal. Here's one for the Kar-Jenner Book of Highlights. It was hard to miss the scandal that dominated magazines and news media for weeks. Yep, we're talking about when Khloe's baby daddy, Tristan Thompson, supposedly got cozy with Kylie's then BFF, Jordyn Woods. In a whirlwind that went on for weeks, Khloe had to deal with the embarrassing situation and opinions coming from every direction.
It just sucks. It has to be so public.
A season 16 episode documented a 4-way phone call when the sisters first found out about the family drama. Kylie's response to her friend's actions was blunt.
I'm just like, what were you thinking?
Khloe later turned to some serious anger, saying,
My family was ruined!
When some fans were Team Jordyn and some were Team Khloe, it's safe to say that nobody was Team Tristan. Season 15, Kim frees Alice Johnson. Kim's humanitarian side shone through in season 15, and the show followed the storyline of the budding law student working hard to free an innocent woman from prison. An emotional episode shows Kim speaking to Miss Alice Johnson, a wrongfully convicted grandmother who had spent over 20 years in prison for a crime she didn't commit. Kim worked with lawyers and even spoke to the former president to help Alice be freed. A phone call between the Skims creator and Miss Johnson had us in tears, and Kim lets her know she will finally be going home.
You're telling her the news.
Oh my gosh, Alice, you're out.
Yes.
Now, Kim has decided to continue her lessons in law and is studying to become a full-fledged lawyer. All we have to say is that if we were stuck in hot water, we wouldn't mind having Kim K on our side.
So everyone else is living their life out of jail.
Season 14, Khloe's positive pregnancy test. In what was truly the best part of Season 14, Khloe reveals on camera that she's expecting.
I am pregnant.
After seeing Kim and Kourtney thrive as mothers, Khloe joined the mom gang when she took a pregnancy test that came out positive. Khloe was glowing as she shared the news.
I'm super nervous, but really excited. There's a million different emotions that are going on in my brain.
Now that all of the sisters, except top model Kendall, have kids, the pregnancy announcements aren't quite as exciting. Although, we're all waiting to see if Khloe plans to give True a sibling. Her next pregnancy may not be captured on camera, but we're sure Khloe will let us behind the scenes via the star's Instagram. Season 13, Paris Robbery. The second episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians Season 13 documented the moments leading up to the infamous Paris robbery and Kim's emotional journey afterward. While visiting the historic European city with her now ex-husband Kanye West for Fashion Week, men broke into Kim's hotel room to rob her jewelry in the middle of the night. The robbers used a weapon to hold Kim as they stole the family's valuables. They made off with a bag filled with over 12 pieces of jewelry and accessories worth around $5.6 million. The police later revealed that Kim was in tears, trying to tell the thieves that she had children, begging them to spare her life. Kim was so shaken from the traumatic event that it took her weeks to recover. The star stayed out of the spotlight for a while after the scary night. Season 12, Rob's shocking news. The brother of the family tends to keep somewhat out of the spotlight these days, but back in Season 12, Rob was a big part of the reality show. Rob Kardashian was nervous to tell his sisters about his engagement to model Blac Chyna. Of course, they were happy for him, but he had one more piece of news to share. The intuitive Kardashian sisters guessed before he could spit it out.
We are having a baby.
Yeah.
Rob kept the tension high when he explained that he was getting married and having a baby. The family was more upset that he had kept his plans from them. These siblings are used to making decisions as a family. Season 11, Scott's scary phone call. Scott Disick may have only married into the Kar-Jenner group when he got hitched to Kourtney Kardashian, but he's been one of the characters to bring the most drama and emotional moments to the show. In a Season 11 episode, Kim had a text from Scott that prompted her to worry about her brother-in-law. She let Kourtney listen in on the conversation, in which Scott sounded extremely upset. "I just want it over," Kim heard Scott say. The father of three was clearly feeling very down. Afterward, Scott had to stay in a rehab to help with his mental health. Season 10, Caitlyn Jenner is born. Caitlyn Jenner's transition was easily one of the most intense moments from Keeping Up with the Kardashians history. The entire family had to get on board with Caitlyn's decision to live as her authentic self, and it wasn't easy for everyone. When Kris first met her ex-husband in her new body, she was clearly filled with emotions. Kris and Caitlyn had a pleasant conversation, but it was evident to viewers that the room was filled with an Olympic pool-sized ball of tension. We have to commend the Kar-Jenners for their support of Caitlyn. But yeah, we don't blame Kris for feeling a little awkward. Season 9, Kanye proposes. Who doesn't love a little romance? If there's one thing Kanye brings to the table, it's his love of showmanship. Luckily for Kim, his knack for dramatic performance extended to his proposal to the reality star. Kanye popped the question in Season 9 episode when he rented out an entire baseball stadium and filled it with music, flowers, fireworks, and, well, everything. Kanye even had Kim's family waiting in the stands until she said yes, so they could run out and surprise the new fiancés. Kim was in tears as Kanye got down on one knee and asked her to be his wife. The pair may have recently called it quits, but we still love watching this heartwarming episode and the beginning of their power couple era. Season 8, Kim's pregnancy reveal. The family show had already earned them massive fame by the 8th season, which meant their personal lives were thrown into the spotlight. Kim, in particular, couldn't go anywhere without being photographed by the media, which made her first pregnancy even more difficult. Revealing her drama-filled pregnancy to her family and Kanye was one of the biggest storylines of the season. The new mom became emotional on the show when she opened up about dealing with unflattering photos and tabloid rumors concerning her body. The show also documented Kim's emergency labor with North after she was rushed to the hospital. Season 7, Rob's weight loss journey. During the 7th season of the reality show, Rob Kardashian was going through a tough time. The cameras caught his struggle with weight gain and mental health. Kris revealed that she believes her son gets tattoos to compensate for feeling down about himself, and a trip to the doctor told that he wished to remove the ink and some stretch marks from his body. Rob felt like he was overweight and decided to try to shed a few pounds. In an emotional moment for the sock designer, Rob broke down crying about his weight and negative body image. Kris was there for him. "I'm not going to sit by and watch him give up," the Mommager said.
Listen, I don't want to see something horrible happen to you.
Season 6, Kim's psoriasis diagnosis. Kim has dealt with a lot over the 20 seasons of the show. One of the most challenging moments for the star was when she was diagnosed with psoriasis in Season 6. The show captured a trip to Dr. Lancer, Kim's dermatologist. The doctor diagnosed Kim's red, flaky skin rashes as the incurable psoriasis condition, prompting Kim to worry about her health. When Kim learned that to control her illness, she'd have to slow down the pace of her lifestyle, some intense emotions ensued. Kim explained that it's crucial to be flawless in her line of work and became emotional when she learned that with stress, the rashes could spread to her face.
Because I have like psoriasis all over my face, so it is a challenge. We've never had that before.
Season 5, Kylie is forbidden to date. In a hilarious and hormone-filled episode, 13-year-old Kylie's dad forbids her to date or hang out with boys. When Kylie invites some friends over to the house, teen feelings run wild, and her dad puts his foot down. When Kylie innocently lets a boy come into her room so they can call to order pizza, her strict parent is having none of it. Guess what happens? If you've ever been a teenager, you can probably guess that the answer is lots of yelling.
You broke the rules. I want the boys out of here.
Broke the rule?
Okay, now we know why the star switched to homeschooling a few years later.
Kylie, what? What happened?
Season 4, Khloe and Lamar's wedding. One of our absolute favorite moments of the show, Khloe and Lamar tied the knot in a very romantic episode of Season 4. The 2009 wedding was a surprise for fans, since Khloe and the NBA player hadn't been dating for very long. Viewers loved the on-screen romance, and Khloe and Lamar got their own spin-off series less than a year later. Recently, Lamar shared that when he watches old episodes of his and Khloe's relationship, he gets emotional. In a touching social media post, the star also thanked his ex-wife's family for their generous love and support. He wrote, "Y'all gave me family, and for that I am forever grateful." Season 3, Kourtney feels left out. In earlier seasons, fans started seeing the divides caused between the Kardashian sisters on the need for their mom's attention and professional management. The Kardashians have always found a way to mix family and business. But in this heated episode, Kourtney felt left out and neglected when Kris chose to help with Kim's photo shoot rather than hers.
And this is when I really need her.
Kourtney and Kim talked it out on a phone call and expressed how Kris can't always manage all of the siblings' projects. Of course, this led to Kris feeling like the girls were ganging up on her.
You're selling me down the river.
I told you.
I heard exactly what you just said to her. That's not cool either.
Now that's some good sibling rivalry TV. Season 2, Kendall gets a sisterly lesson. When the family show first started, the now-grown Kendall and Kylie were just kids. In Season 2, 10-year-old Kylie asks her sisters to explain the use of feminine hygiene products. Khloe gets excited to teach her younger siblings all about the beautiful body changes, hormones, and all the stuff that makes preteens blush. 12-year-old Kendall was super embarrassed when her sisters decided to give her this lesson on adulthood while the cameras were rolling. On the other hand, Kylie seemed pleased to help and even led a demonstration with the tools. It may have been embarrassing, but having older sisters to teach you about life is what helped Kendall and Kylie become so successful at such a young age. Season 1, Kris isn't sure of Scott. In the first season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, fans fell in love with the famous family who resided in Calabasas, California. After gaining fame the old-fashioned way, Kim, Kris, and the family were set for stardom. Unfortunately, the mom and matriarch of the family was still a little skeptical of her daughter's boyfriends. with one in particular throwing up Kris's radar for red flags. In season 1, Kris was vocal about her distrust of Scott, Kourtney's then boyfriend. At the time, the older sisters were running a clothing shop called Dash, and when Scott stopped by, he pulled a big new boyfriend no-no, prompting some negative emotions from Kris.
I have serious doubts about Scott.
As we say goodbye to the Kardashians in reality TV form, we are sure we haven't seen the last of this family. Although we'll miss their on-screen drama, there's definitely more Kar-Jenner where that came from. Will you continue to keep up with the Kardashians after the final episode of their 20th season? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to The Things Celebrity for more stories about your favorite stars.